Have you ever noticed how the world treats people differently when they suddenly become successful? The truth is, no one will clap for you while you're struggling, and no one will hand you opportunities just because you want them. But the moment you level up, when your skills, mindset, and work ethic surpass everyone's expectations, people start noticing. And not just noticing, they start respecting, trusting, and following you. Today, I want to show you how to reach that level where the world can no longer ignore you. The first step to leveling up is learning how to focus on yourself, not the noise around you. Life is full of distractions, opinions, and criticisms, and when you start chasing success, those distractions only multiply. People will have something to say about everything you do, your choices, your goals, your style, even your failures. Some of it might be constructive, but much of it will be irrelevant or harmful. The trick is to train your mind to filter what matters from what doesn't. When you spend too much time worrying about other people's opinions, you dilute your energy and slow your growth. True progress begins when you redirect that energy toward improving yourself. Focusing on yourself also means accepting that the journey is yours alone. Others may not understand your vision, and they might not support the decisions you make along the way. Friends, family, colleagues, some will question your motives, while others might try to pull you back into comfort and mediocrity. It's human nature to resist change, and when someone else grows, it can make others feel uncomfortable. You cannot let their discomfort dictate your actions. When you learn to detach from these opinions and stay committed to your personal path, you build mental resilience. You start to prioritize your growth over approval. And that is the hallmark of someone who is leveling up. Another crucial part of focusing on yourself is embracing solitude and reflection. Growth doesn't happen in noise or in constant social approval. It happens in quiet moments of self-assessment and deliberate learning. Ask yourself every day, am I getting better today than I was yesterday? Analyze your weaknesses without judgment and identify the areas where improvement is needed. The world won't hand you a roadmap, and no one will sit beside you to cheer for every step you take. It's during these moments of self-reflection that you cultivate the skills and habits that others will eventually admire. Noise fades when purpose is clear. Focusing on yourself also requires discipline in choosing where to invest your energy. The human mind is easily drawn to distractions. Scrolling through social media, comparing yourself to others, or obsessing over what people think about you. These activities provide temporary satisfaction, but are lethal to long-term growth. Every hour spent on unnecessary distraction is an hour lost in building your future. When you consciously decide to prioritize learning, skill building, and experience over comparison or validation, you create a momentum that no amount of outside noise can stop. Over time, this discipline compounds, and you will find that people start noticing your competence, your consistency, and your maturity. The journey of focusing on yourself is not without struggle. There will be moments of self-doubt, of frustration, and even of fear. You might question whether all the effort is worth it, or whether anyone will ever recognize your hard work. These are the exact moments when focusing on yourself becomes most critical. Every challenge, every failure, and every lonely hour is an investment in your future self. The people who eventually stand out are those who kept going when no one was watching. Noise is temporary, your growth is permanent. Finally, focusing on yourself builds a quiet confidence that cannot be shaken by external judgment. When you dedicate your energy to self-improvement, you begin to measure your progress not by others' opinions, but by your own standards. This confidence transforms your presence, your decisions, and your interactions. People start noticing not because you are loud or boastful, but because you carry a sense of purpose and capability that is impossible to ignore. You become someone whose results speak louder than rumors, criticism, or doubt. By focusing on yourself, you cultivate a momentum so strong that the world naturally starts to pay attention, even if silently at first. The moment you want to truly level up, you have to stop chasing attention and start chasing impact. The world doesn't notice people because they look busy or speak confidently. It notices those who can create solutions that others cannot. Building skills that solve real problems is the fastest way to make yourself indispensable. Whether it's in business, technology, art, or personal development, the people who rise above the noise are those who can make a tangible difference. When you focus on problem solving rather than self-promotion, you become someone whose contributions are both valuable and visible. It's not enough to have surface level knowledge, depth matters. Many people try to appear competent by learning a little about a lot, but real mastery comes from diving deep into one area that aligns with your purpose. When you immerse yourself in solving problems, studying, experimenting, and learning through trial and error, you develop skills that others cannot replicate easily. These are the kinds of skills that attract attention naturally. When you show up with real capability, the world has no choice but to notice, because your solutions speak louder than your words ever could. Solving problems also requires understanding what people truly need, not just what they say they want. This distinction is what separates someone who is competent from someone who is remarkable. Observe, listen, and empathize. Identify gaps, inefficiencies, or challenges that most people overlook. Then focus your energy on creating skills and tools that fill those gaps. When you consistently provide solutions that matter, recognition follows organically. People remember those who solve their problems, not those who merely talk about their ambitions. Another important aspect is versatility and adaptability. Building problem-solving skills means preparing for situations that haven't yet happened. The world is changing faster than ever, and the problems of today may not be the problems of tomorrow. Those who continually upgrade their skills, learning new technologies, improving communication, mastering strategy, position themselves to address challenges before others even see them coming. Being adaptable and skillful ensures that when opportunities arise, you are ready to step in and make a difference, which is exactly when people start to notice your value. Focus also on execution, not just accumulation of knowledge. Skills are useless if they're never applied to real world challenges. The gap between knowing and doing is where most people fail. Those who practice what they learn, who test their skills in real situations, and who refine their approach based on results, develop not only expertise but credibility. Execution transforms potential into tangible impact. And when impact is visible, people can no longer ignore it because it has measurable consequences. They see your ability in action. Finally, building skills that solve real problems creates a sense of confidence and self-reliance that radiates naturally. When you know that you can handle challenges, tackle unexpected issues, and contribute meaningfully, it shows in every interaction. People start to notice because you operate from competence rather than insecurity. They see someone who not only understands the world, but also knows how to improve it. By focusing on solving real problems through your skills, you position yourself as someone whose presence is valuable, whose contributions matter, and whose growth is undeniable. Talent may catch someone's attention for a moment, but without consistency, it fades quickly. Many people rely solely on natural ability, thinking it will carry them through life. But the truth is, talent alone is fragile. It can be outpaced by someone who works diligently day after day. Consistency compounds over time like interest in a bank account. Each small, deliberate action adds up, creating momentum that talent alone cannot generate. The world starts to notice those who show up regularly and put in the effort when no one is watching, because their growth is unstoppable. Consistency is about showing up even when you don't feel like it. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, but habits are reliable. Talent might give you flashes of brilliance, but consistent effort produces results that are visible, measurable, and undeniable. Whether it's practicing a skill, learning, or working on your personal growth, committing to a daily routine builds a foundation no one can ignore. People notice those who persevere because their steady progress contrasts sharply with the inconsistent bursts of others. Over time, consistent effort transforms potential into mastery. Another critical aspect of consistency is patience. Growth rarely happens overnight, no matter how talented you are. The world may not recognize your hard work immediately, and that's okay. What matters is that you continue to push forward, refine your skills, and stay committed to your goals. Each day, each task, and each challenge contributes to your long-term development. People eventually notice, not because of luck or sudden opportunity, but because the results of sustained effort become undeniable. Those who stick with it long enough develop resilience, expertise, and credibility that can never be faked. Consistency also builds confidence. When you commit to doing the work every day, you begin to trust yourself and your abilities. You stop depending on external validation because you know the value of your effort. This quiet confidence is magnetic. It draws respect, attention, and opportunities. Others may underestimate you at first, but as your consistent effort accumulates into tangible results, it becomes impossible for them to ignore. People notice those who quietly, persistently, and relentlessly improve themselves. The real power of consistency lies in its compounding effect. Small actions may seem insignificant in the moment, but over weeks, months, and years, they add up to extraordinary results. Talent might allow someone to win a battle, but consistency wins the war. Whether it's learning, practicing, networking, or creating, doing a little bit every day multiplies into a level of competence and influence that talent alone cannot reach. This compounding effect is invisible at first, but once it manifests in results, the world takes notice. Finally, consistency teaches discipline and builds character. People notice not just what you do, but who you become through the process. Consistent effort shapes your mindset, strengthens your perseverance, and develops a work ethic that sets you apart. The combination of patience, resilience, and reliability transforms ordinary individuals into remarkable ones. By showing up every day and doing the work, you achieve a level of excellence that commands attention, not because you sought recognition, but because your consistent actions made it inevitable. Leveling up requires courage, the courage to step into the unknown when others cling to comfort. Most people avoid risk because it's uncomfortable, uncertain, or scary. They stick to what's safe and familiar, believing that security is the path to stability. But here's the truth. Growth never comes from playing it safe. Opportunities lie on the edge of fear, and the people who dare to take risks are the ones who break through limitations. When you embrace risk, you push yourself into situations that test your abilities, sharpen your instincts, and expand your potential. People notice courage because it's rare, and rare qualities always stand out. Taking risks doesn't mean being reckless, it means calculated action. It's about assessing possibilities, preparing yourself, and then moving forward despite the fear of failure. Most people hesitate because they focus on what could go wrong instead of what could go right. Those who succeed, however, weigh the potential rewards, accept that failure is part of the process, and take action anyway. By daring to step where others won't, you put yourself ahead of the crowd. And the results, when they come, make people sit up and take notice. Another critical aspect of risk-taking is learning from failure. Every risk carries the possibility of mistakes, setbacks, or temporary defeat. But these experiences are invaluable teachers. The person who avoids risk may never fail, but they also never grow. Those who take risks develop resilience, adaptability, and problem-solving skills that others simply cannot match. Each failure becomes a stepping stone, a lesson that strengthens your foundation for future success. And when you finally succeed after facing challenges that others avoided, your achievement shines even brighter in comparison. Taking risks also expands your opportunities. Playing it safe often keeps you in a loop of predictable outcomes, but risk opens doors to possibilities that others cannot access. Whether it's pursuing an unconventional career path, launching a new project, or innovating in a crowded market, risks position you to reap rewards that are unavailable to the cautious. When you take bold steps that others fear, you create results that are both unique and highly visible. People notice this courage because it produces tangible, impressive outcomes that cannot be ignored. Risk-taking teaches you to trust yourself. When you step into uncertainty, you rely on your skills, your instincts, and your decision-making abilities. Over time, this builds unshakable self-confidence, the kind that radiates without needing validation. People start noticing not just your achievements, but the person you've become, the one who faces fear head-on and acts decisively. Confidence born from risk is magnetic because it shows that you are capable of handling challenges that would paralyze most others. Finally, taking risks others avoid accelerates your growth exponentially. Comfort zones breed stagnation, while calculated risks stretch your abilities and expand your perspective. You develop qualities like courage, resilience, creativity, and adaptability that separate high achievers from the rest. When you continuously push beyond what is safe, you achieve levels of skill and success that demand attention. People notice because you are not just surviving, you are thriving in areas where most people wouldn't dare step. Risk, when embraced wisely, becomes the catalyst that transforms potential into remarkable achievement. Your environment shapes your growth more than almost anything else. The people you spend your time with can either lift you up or hold you back. Surrounding yourself with the right people is not just a matter of preference, it's a strategic decision for leveling up. Positive influences, mentors, and ambitious peers challenge you, push you to grow, and provide guidance when the journey gets tough. Conversely, negative influences drain your energy, sow doubt, and slow your progress. If you want to be noticed for your growth and potential, start by carefully choosing the people who are allowed into your inner circle. The right people push you beyond your limits. They question your decisions, challenge your thinking, and inspire you to aim higher. Growth requires discomfort, and these individuals create that necessary tension. When you consistently interact with people who are smarter, more skilled, or more experienced than you in certain areas, you absorb their mindset, work ethic, and habits. This accelerates your development, and eventually, your results speak for themselves. People notice because your improvement is tangible, not forced. It is the natural outcome of being surrounded by excellence. Mentors play a crucial role in this process. A good mentor has already walked the path you aspire to travel. They provide wisdom, perspective, and insight that would take years to learn on your own. Listening to someone who has experienced challenges and overcome them allows you to avoid mistakes and make faster, more informed decisions. Being connected to mentors doesn't just give you advice. It signals to the world that you are serious about growth and that you are investing in your development. People notice those who actively seek knowledge from those who are ahead of them. Peers also matter immensely. Choosing friends and collaborators who share your ambition creates a culture of accountability. These are the people who celebrate your successes, but also push you when you slack, challenge your comfort zone, and inspire you to aim higher. Being around individuals who are driven and committed to self-improvement creates an invisible pressure to keep growing. Over time, this momentum compounds, and your progress becomes visible to anyone observing your journey. People notice because growth in a positive environment is unmistakable. Surrounding yourself with the right people also protects your mindset. Negativity, cynicism, and doubt can be contagious. When your circle is filled with people who constantly question your abilities or discourage you from pursuing your goals, it becomes harder to maintain focus and confidence. In contrast, a supportive and ambitious network reinforces your belief in yourself and your mission. It keeps you motivated during difficult times and reminds you that your effort is not wasted. This strength, drawn from the right company, amplifies your ability to level up and ensures that your growth is sustainable. Finally, the right people open doors that might otherwise remain closed. Connections, opportunities, collaborations, and advice from the right circle accelerate progress in ways you cannot achieve alone. When you are surrounded by individuals who understand and support your vision, your growth becomes visible not only to yourself, but to the world. People notice because it is clear that you are strategically building your environment to maximize success. Your achievements are not just a result of talent or hard work. They are a reflection of the deliberate choices you make about who you let into your life. Words are easy, actions are hard. Anyone can promise, plan, or dream, but very few follow through with consistent, tangible results. If you want to level up and be noticed, you must prioritize action over talk. The world doesn't pay attention to intentions, it notices impact. Every step you take, every skill you apply, and every problem you solve creates a visible proof of your abilities. Actions are the currency of credibility, and those who consistently act while others only speak inevitably rise above the noise. Taking action requires commitment, even when the outcome is uncertain. Many people delay progress because they fear imperfection or failure. But action does not have to be perfect, it must be deliberate. Each effort, each experiment, and even each failure becomes part of the foundation of growth. The world observes persistence and initiative, two qualities that cannot be faked. When you take decisive steps, even quietly, your momentum becomes noticeable and the results eventually speak for themselves. Consistency in action compounds over time. Small steps, repeated daily, lead to remarkable outcomes. This is why people who suddenly succeed often appear to have been working in silence for years. While others were talking, criticizing, or waiting for validation, they were executing their plans. Each completed task, each solved problem, and each new skill acquired accumulates into a body of work that is impossible to ignore. People notice because consistent action creates results that cannot be denied or overlooked. Actions also communicate more than words ever could. Promises, declarations, or self-promotion are temporary. They fade quickly and leave no lasting impression. But results are visible, tangible, and undeniable. When you solve a problem, create value, or achieve a milestone, people remember. Your reputation is built on what you do, not what you say. Leveling up becomes inevitable when you consistently demonstrate competence, reliability, and impact through your actions rather than empty words. Taking action demonstrates self-reliance and accountability. When you act, you prove that you don't wait for permission, recognition, or help to achieve your goals. This independence signals to the world that you are capable, determined, and serious about your growth. People notice individuals who take responsibility for their progress because it shows strength of character, resilience, and leadership potential. Actions establish authority and credibility in a way that words alone never can. Finally, letting your actions speak loudest builds an unstoppable reputation. When people observe your results, they begin to trust your abilities without needing constant reminders of your ambitions. Your achievements create a legacy of competence that precedes you. The world starts noticing not because you demanded attention, but because you're consistent. Visible effort made it impossible to ignore. At this point, recognition is no longer optional. It is a natural consequence of your dedication and effectiveness. Leveling up is not about waiting for recognition, applause, or permission from anyone. It's about committing to your growth, taking risks, mastering your skills, and consistently showing up, even when no one is watching. The truth is, the world won't notice your effort at first, but it will notice your results. Your work, your perseverance, and your courage will speak louder than words ever could. So focus on yourself, take action, surround yourself with the right people, and embrace challenges others avoid. Keep moving forward day by day, step by step. Because when you rise, when you truly level up, the world can no longer ignore you. And that is the moment your hard work becomes unstoppable. Remember, success is not given. It is earned quietly, relentlessly, and with purpose. And when it comes, everyone will finally notice.